Trump endorses Mike Rogers as Michigan Senate race heats up. July 25, 2025. Fox News True North report. Former U.S. Representative Mike Rogers is making another attempt to win a U.S. Senate seat from Michigan, and this time, he has the enthusiastic endorsement of former President Donald Trump. Rogers, who narrowly lost to Democrat Alyssa Stotkin in the 2024 election, officially launched his 2026 Senate campaign earlier this year, hoping to capitalize on his growing Republican support and the changing political winds in Michigan. Trump announced his endorsement in a Truth Social post on July 24, writing, "Mike Rogers has my complete and total endorsement for the United States Senate. He is an America First patriot, a strong conservative voice, and he will not let you down. Michigan needs him, and so does our country." The endorsement came as no surprise. Rogers has aligned closely with Trump in recent years, supporting key elements of the America First agenda and appearing at pro-Trump events. The endorsement is expected to give Rogers a commanding edge in the Republican primary and potentially energize voters heading into the 2026 general election. Rogers' narrow defeat in 2024. Rogers, a former FBI agent and House Intelligence Committee chairman, returned to the political spotlight in 2023 after a decade-long absence. He ran for the Senate in 2024 to replace retiring Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow. Despite a strong campaign, he lost to Congresswoman Alyssa Stotkin by a razor-thin margin, under 1%. That close loss turned Rogers into a prominent GOP figure in Michigan and gave him a foundation for a second run. Since that loss, Rogers has remained active in Republican circles, building relationships, raising funds, and increasing his media presence. His early 2025 campaign launch signaled his intent to maintain momentum and take another shot at the Senate, this time for the seat currently held by Democrat Gary Peters, who is retiring in 2026. A GOP primary with Trump's backing. Although several potential GOP candidates were rumored to enter the race, including U.S. Rep. Bill Huizenga, Trump's endorsement appears to have cleared the field. Reports suggest Trump personally asked Huizenga to remain in the House to help maintain the Republican majority. The move is part of a broader strategy by Trump to avoid messy primaries in swing states. Without major challengers, Rogers is now considered the frontrunner for the Republican nomination. His team reports that he has already raised over $1.1 million, with strong support from grassroots donors and pro-Trump organizations. "I'm honored to have President Trump's endorsement," Rogers said in a statement. "I'm running to protect Michigan jobs, restore American strength, and secure our borders. Together, we will deliver real results for the working families of this state." The Democratic side. McMorrow and more. The Democratic primary is also heating up. State Senator Mallory McMorrow, who gained national attention with a viral speech in 2022, announced her candidacy earlier this month. U.S. Rep. Haley Stevens is also rumored to be considering a run, but has yet to formally announce her plans. Democrats are expected to make the Michigan Senate seat a top priority in 2026. Losing the seat could damage their already fragile hopes of retaking the U.S. Senate. With tight contests in several states, and the Senate currently under narrow Republican control, Michigan could be a deciding factor in the national balance of power. Rogers' campaign themes. Rogers has emphasized three main pillars in his campaign. Economic renewal. He vows to bring manufacturing back to Michigan, reduce regulations, and fight inflation by lowering taxes and government spending. Border security and national defense. A former FBI agent and military veteran, Rogers highlights his national security credentials. He supports finishing the border wall, increasing funding for Border Patrol, and confronting cyber threats from China and Russia. Support for Trump's agenda. Rogers regularly echoes Trump's platform, calling for election integrity, deregulation, and a crackdown on crime. His support for the America First agenda has earned him praise from MAGA-aligned organizations and conservative PACs. Michigan's strategic importance. Michigan has become one of the most politically competitive states in the U.S. Trump won it in 2016, lost it in 2020, and reclaimed it by a narrow margin in 2024. The same voters who swung between parties in recent presidential cycles will likely play a decisive role in the 2026 Senate race. Republicans haven't won a Senate seat in Michigan since 1994. If Rogers can flip this seat, it would mark a historic GOP comeback in the state and give Republicans breathing room in the upper chamber. Mike Rogers is the best shot Republicans have had in decades, said a Michigan GOP strategist. He's smart, experienced, and now he's got the full weight of Trump world behind him. Trump's growing influence over GOP candidates. Trump's influence is now being felt across multiple Senate races, not just in Michigan. According to political insiders, Trump is asking GOP members of Congress to avoid leaving safe House seats and instead support his endorsed candidates for Senate and governor races. The idea is to keep the House majority while helping flip key Senate seats in battleground states like Michigan.